What are 3 habits that you can hold to help create a happy, blissful bond with your parrot? Hi, I'm Kaylin, the author of The Parrot Bliss Bond. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon. And just appearing behind my back there is my land shark, also known as a hawkhead. Okay, she's all interested in looking back there, so let's see if we can bring her into the picture more. Today I wanted to talk to you about 3 habits that you can hold that can really help you create a healthy bond with your parrot. Especially if you're a new parrot owner, starting off on the right foot can make a really big difference because it can help you really set things up well and make sure that you're going to really enjoy your parrot, be able to bond with your parrot, and be able to hear even when your parrot's squawking. Okay, number 1. One of the most important things is parrots are really habitual. So for example, when you give them something new, you offer them something new to eat, chances are pretty good they're going to turn their nose up at it. Or if you put a new toy in their cage, initially they might act like it's a big, bad, scary monster and be like, oh my goodness, because it's something new. That's just the way they are with new things. So when you hold routines, then one of the things that happens is your parrot knows what to expect. Your parrot knows what's going on. Right, land shark? Papa, come here. Come here. Boop. Boop. When you hold routines, your parrot kind of knows what to expect. The routines can help you start to establish a common language. For example, Bonnie Rose, my golden conure, she likes to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, sometimes 5:45, sometimes a little earlier. And she likes to watch for when I wake up so that she can come out of her cage because that's time that she and I spend together. It's crazy because it's dark. Parrots generally do not wake up and they don't usually make sounds and they don't usually want to come out of their cage in the dark. Bonnie's the opposite. She goes along her cage making noises, kind of going, let me out, let me out, let me out. And that's because we have the routine. In the morning, this is what we do. We get up at that time and we start to get our day started and going so that we can take care of everything that we want to take care of. When you have parrots, sometimes it's easier to get up early and take care of them, and that's something that I do. So the more routines you have for your parrot, even, for example, when you take them out of their cage, maybe how you take them out, even routines like when you're going to change their cage, everything like that, especially if you're having problems like putting your hand in your parrot's cage or something like that, then the more you have a routine, the more your parrot is going to already know what's going on, and the more likely they are to be in sync with you and do it with you and make it easier, make you both happier. The second tip, one of the most important things for me in my world and for my flock is their diet. I really believe that a good diet makes all the difference. So my parrots get Cyticus. This is the Cyticus high energy formula, and my nut eaters get it. The high energy formula is for adult nut eating parrots like Dakota, my hawkhead, who I call land shark, and also like my macaws or my African grays or my African Cape parrots, and Bonnie. What I really like about Cyticus is that it is a food that is species specific, so like specifically for the nut eaters, that kind of thing, and they have different foods depending on what kind of parrot you have. Some are categorized together, for example, the adults with the high energy that I just showed you, or if I had younger ones, or if I was wanting them to breed, then they would be getting the omega version, which is, still the high fat for those nut eaters, but even more so because young parrots or parrots that are breeding need more fat. So I really like that because it gives them what they need. And diet, I think, is super important. It's really interesting to me that in some countries, they don't tend to give their parrots pellets. I think that they don't think that they're as healthy. And I think that you have to really do what you think is best for your parrots. And when I look at the fact that a lot of leading avian vets have told me that when pellets got introduced for parrots, then parrots stopped having so many illnesses, and that speaks mountains to me. So I strongly believe in giving my parrots a balanced diet. My parrots get some fresh vegetables every day, and I think it's really important for them to get that. In those fresh vegetables, they get micronutrients. So I'm really careful, like when I'm cooking their veggies, not to make them hot. I like to try to keep them warm so that it doesn't, really kill the vegetables kind of thing, kill the micronutrients. I try to keep it nice and filled with those micronutrients. Sometimes I give them sprouts. It depends on the time of the year. And I also really like to give them things with beta carotene because that's something that's really important for them. Foods with beta carotene are going to be orange, they're going to be melons, they're going to be sweet potatoes, they're going to be carrots, things like that. I find that most parrots love those things like, carrots and sweet potatoes. So it's also nice and easy to give because they tend to like it. And, you never have just one thing available. You always have different things, or you go to the grocery store and you get different things. So my parrots naturally, get a variety, which is really nice. The third tip that I want to give you for trying to really increase that bond and have a habit that makes your parrot nice and happy so that you're happy, so that you guys have lots of love and lots of going behind my back. Are you eating the palm? Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, you like that? The third thing is, I believe that parrots, animals really in general, but that parrots communicate partially through body language and partially through connecting telepathically, like they show each other feelings or show each other images. For that reason, I think that a really good habit is to always really sort of get into warm, fuzzy feelings kind of thing, especially when you're first approaching your parrot, and especially if you have a new parrot. When you do that and you kind of tap into imagining and picturing in your mind, like you and your parrot cuddling, or imagining and picturing in your mind you and your parrot really, spending time together and petting them and loving the land shark who plucks. She came to me as a plucker and it hasn't, unfortunately, she hasn't stopped, although some of those feathers just haven't grown back. But, when you do that, one of the things that happens is your beautiful parrot will, if nothing else, pick up on the vibe kind of thing. And of course, picking up on the vibe really also means picking up on the feelings and the images, and then they'll know how you feel about them. It makes a really big difference because, one of the things that everyone always wants to know is if their parrot loves them. And so, no doubt, your parrot wants to know whether or not you care about them, because you are the one that provides their safety, their security, their survival. So letting them know how much they mean to you, letting them know that you love them verbally and in these other ways, by feeling it, by picturing it with them, it can make a really big difference, and it can help your parrot really understand where you're coming from and really understand how much they mean to you and help that bond. So let me know what happens when you try those 3 techniques, or let me know if you're already trying them. Because, one of the best things in the world is having a best friend. Human friends are fantastic and wonderful, but unless you live with them, parrots are even more fantastic and wonderful when it comes to the fact that they're always home with you. And so you can always have a blissful bond. You always have a best friend. You always have someone that you can cuddle with and really share your life with. So developing that bond really means a lot to me. Now, if you want to support your parrot's immune system, make sure to get Tink's must-have parrot relief on parrotbliss.com. Or if you want to get a cute t-shirt like mine with My daughter's designed parrot cakes with 6 different parrot cupcakes. Like this one is a cake cupcake. Again, check on parrotbliss.com. Thanks for joining us in this blissful video. And by the way, if you are new, thanks for hanging out throughout the video. If you're used to hanging out with us, thank you so much for being here. Either way, I hope you've set your preferences on YouTube so that YouTube lets you know the next time we publish a video, usually tomorrow. Catch you next time.